Hi guys, this is Srimati. I'm here in today's class. I'm going to discuss about Kirchhoff laws and series and parallel connection of circuit elements. In the last class, I have um, introduced what is meant by circuit, what is meant by a network, and then we have come across different types of circuit elements and independent and dependent voltage sources. Later, we just started with Kirchhoff laws, Ohm's law, and what is the difference between a circuit and a network, and what is a node. So, difference between a circuit and the network, I just said, like the mesh is nothing but you have two types of Kirchhoff law, KVL and KCL. So KVL, when we use KVL and analyze a circuit, what is the voltage across a particular element, what is the current through a particular element, and what is the power consumed by that particular element in a circuit. If we are analyzing a particular element, current consumption or voltage across the element and power consumed by the element, by using your Kirchhoff voltage law, that is said to be mesh or loop analysis. Whereas KCL is nothing but when you are applying KCL at a node, okay, you are going to apply KCL. You know what is KCL? At any junction, the sum of incoming current is equal to outgoing current. When you apply such a sort of KCL across a node, since you are applying it at the junction or the node, this sort of analysis is said to be nodal analysis. Here also, you need to discuss, and you should be familiar, like a particular node. After applying a nodal analysis, you are going to analyze any components, current, voltage or the current. Okay. So mesh is a special part of the loop which does not have any inner loop, where loop you have inner loops also. Okay, loop is also a closed part of the circuit which will have inner loops, whereas mesh is a special part of the loop which does not have any inner loop. Okay, which does not have any inner loop. So this is about mesh and the nodal analysis, and we are going to read about series and parallel connection of circuit element. Okay, series and parallel connection of circuit element. Circuit element in the sense it may be RLC and the sources. Okay, the combination of RLC and the sources, in which way they are connected. If they are connected in series, let me assume that those elements here. Okay, so you have a circuit element, you have resistance. Let me assume that we have two resistances, R1 and R2, whose voltage is V1 and V2. Okay, and this is the applied voltage V for the circuit. Let me assume a current flow I that is flowing through the circuit. And keep in mind, this is a series circuit because here one end of the resistor R1 is connected to another end of R2, and again another end of R2 is connected to the source, in such a way that you have the same current that is flowing through all the circuit elements. You have the same current flow through all the circuit element. So let me apply KVL across the circuit, or in this mesh or the loop, in whatever way you can call it as. So now I can apply KVL here according to KVL. So what is KVL? The applied voltage is equal to the voltage drop across the circuit or across the closed path. So V is equal to V1 plus V2. So V is nothing but apply Ohm's law here. Since the same current that is flowing through the circuit is IR1 plus IR2. So take the current commonly out, R1 plus R2. So this is V. So V by I is equal to R equivalent, where R equivalent is nothing but R1 plus R2. If I need to find the voltage across any element, namely V1 or V2, let me take first V1. V1 is nothing but I into R1. From this equation, I can calculate I is nothing but V divided by R equivalent. Am I right? I is nothing but V divided by I R equivalent. Substitute for your I, it is V divided by R equivalent into R1. So what can I say here is, when I need to find the voltage, when circuit elements are connected in series, when I need to find the voltage across any element, it is nothing but the total voltage applied for the circuit and then into that particular resistance, okay, across which I need to find out the voltage, that particular resistance divided by sum of the resistances, because R equivalent is nothing but R1 plus R2. Okay, this is how, this is nothing but the equations for your series connection of circuit elements. So similarly, V2 can also be written as, so what I said, the total voltage across the circuit into that particular resistance, that is R2, divided by sum of the resistances R1 plus R2, which is nothing but R equivalent. This is about series connection of circuit element. And coming to your parallel connection of circuit element. Okay. So, parallel connection of circuit element. So now let me assume that the same voltage V, and you have two circuit elements here, R1 and R2 connected in parallel. So R1 and R2. Okay. So in parallel connection, you have same voltage across the elements, but the current flow will be different. So I is nothing but I1 plus I2. Here we will be using KCL. So I is equal to I1 plus I2. So how will I write this I1 and I2? Same voltage across it. So V divided by R1 plus V divided by R2, which is nothing but V into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2, and R2 plus R1 into R1 R2 into V will be equal to I. Okay, will be equal to I. So now if I need to find the current flow through the circuit element I, okay, so how will I write I1? I1 is nothing but V divided by R1. Okay, so I need to find V. From this, what is V? V is nothing but I into R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. This entire combination, I can write this as R equivalent. Okay, this entire combination, I can write it as R equivalent. So I1 is nothing but V. What is V? V is nothing but I into R equivalent by R1. Otherwise, what is R equivalent? I into R1 R2 divided by R1 into R1 plus R2. So, rule this R1 again. So, I R1 divided by R1 plus R2. So, how will I say this? If I need to find the current through any particular element, I need to multiply the total current of the circuit into the other branch resistance. See, into other branch resistance. It is not the same resistance. Whereas in series circuit connection, it is the same branch resistance, V2, R2. Whereas here, it is I1 means I need to take it R2. Okay, I need to take it R2. Okay, R2. I R2 divided by sum of the resistances R1 plus R2. So here, sorry. So here, if I take I2, so as I said, the total current into the other branch resistance, that is R1, divided by sum of the resistances R1 plus R2. So this is how I can find the current through each and every element in case of parallel connection of circuit elements. Okay. So till now I have been discussing about the series connection of circuit element and the parallel connection of circuit element. Now I need to discuss with you about application of KVL. Okay, what is the steps that is being involved while we are using KVL in a circuit. Let me assume a circuit. So this is a circuit, let it be 30 volt. Okay, I have resistance over here, and let it be here, and then one more voltage, 20 volt, 10 ohms, all are in ohms, 30 ohms, 10 ohms again, and 5 ohms. Let me take like this. So this is a circuit. So what are the steps that should be followed while you are using KVL is the first step. Okay, I'll just write down the steps in the next slide and then come back here again. And so here the first step is, Okay, step number 1. First, identify the number of meshes. Okay, identify the number of meshes. Number of meshes. Okay. Number 2, assume current in each mesh. Assume current in each mesh. So here, how do you assume your current is? Either you need to assume the current in the clockwise direction or in the anti-clockwise direction. Keep in mind, all the meshes should be in the clockwise direction, either in the clockwise direction, or all the mesh current direction should be either in the anti-clockwise direction. It should not be like one mesh should be in the clockwise, another one should be in the anti-clockwise. That should not be the case. You should assume the current direction in clockwise in all the meshes or anti-clockwise in the other way. So usually I will assume, mostly I will assume in the clockwise direction. So assume current in each mesh. After that, okay, after assuming it, apply your KVL for each mesh and solve. Okay, and solve. Okay, assume current in each mesh. So the variable here is current I. Okay, current I. Alright. So now here I have how many number of meshes here? See, mesh is nothing but a special part of the loop which does not have any inner loop. So if I am taking this loop, this is a loop for me or a mesh for me. This is the first mesh which carries I1, I am assuming like that. It will be the second mesh having a current I2. Keep in mind, for both the meshes, I am assuming in the clockwise direction. Okay, I am assuming in the clockwise direction. So how do I do? So for the first mesh number 1, okay, see how do I write this? For a potential rise from negative to positive, I will be writing in positive direction, and in resistance and all there will be potential drop. The current direction will be in like this. Okay, so entering current direction will be positive and outgoing current will be negative. So it is again a drop. If you see the polarity, current is moving from positive to negative. It's a drop here and it's a drop here. Okay. And one more thing I need to tell you here is when I am considering 5 ohm resistor, because this is common between mesh 1 and mesh 2, when I am considering for mesh 1, what I will do is I will consider I1 current is dominating than I2. When I am considering in mesh 2, when I am considering this 5 ohm resistor, while I am writing KVL equation for mesh 2, I will be assuming that I2 current is dominant than I1. Okay. Keep in mind, 5 ohm resistor is having the difference of current, I1 minus I2, that will be flowing across it. So for mesh 1, if I am writing, it is 30 volt minus, okay, I am writing KVL. 10 into I1, 10 I1 minus 5 into, I will be taking I1 to be dominant, I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. Okay. For the second mesh, again let me take it as minus 5, okay, into I2 minus I1 minus 30 into I2 minus 10 I2, again both are in series. Okay. So 10 I2 minus 20 volt is equal to 0. Okay. So you have two meshes, so you have two equations with two variables. When you solve, rearrange this equation and try to solve this equation, you will be getting your currents I1 and I2. For example, if I need to find the current through my 30 ohm resistance, okay, or the voltage across this element, once I2 is done, we know that voltage across 30 ohms is nothing but I2 into 30. Right, I2 into 30. So that will be the voltage across 30. And similarly, if I need to find the power consumed by this 30, it is nothing but I2 square into I square R, I square into R, okay, or V square by R, meaning V30 by R. This is how you will be finding out your voltage, current and the power across any element. So this is said to be analysis. Since we are using KVL for KVL equation on the mesh, it is said to be mesh analysis. It is said to be mesh analysis. And coming to the second case, that is said to be nodal analysis. So nodal analysis, if I am taking the same circuit, the same sort of circuit, maybe of different value, here if I take, first here the steps to be followed is identify the number of nodes. Okay, identify the number of nodes. Let me assume that all the resistances are in ohm. Okay, and assume the number of nodes. Step 1 is find the number of nodes and assume potentials for each node. Okay, there you will have to assume currents for each mesh. Here you need to assume potential for each node. So when I am taking here, okay, so what is said to be a node? When two or more elements are connected to a point, that is said to be a node. So now this is a circuit element, this is a circuit element. Here I am taking it as a node. I am assuming it to be potential V1. Here this is again a node V2, and this is a node whose potential is V3, and the final node here it is V4. Okay. So first identify the number of nodes, then give the nodes, give the potential for each nodes, give the potential for each nodes, and number 3 is, okay, assume any one of the node to be the ground node. First identify the nodes. Okay. Okay. We have this. Let me take it in the next slide. Let me write the equations here. Right. So step number 1 is identify the number of meshes. Identify the number of nodes. I'm sorry, I said that's mesh nodes. Then assume potentials for each node. Assume potentials for each node. Okay. After assuming potential, what should I do? Assume potential for each node. Then choose. Sorry. So here, what shall I do? I need to assume, take any node. Take any node to be a ground node. Ground node whose potential is 0. Okay, V ground is equal to 0. But usually, how to choose the ground node is any one end of the independent source. Okay, that will be fine because you won't have any complex equations. So take it as one end of the independent source and try to solve. And finally, write the equations for each node excluding your ground node because that potential is 0. And then solve those equations for finding out the potentials. That is the final form. Okay. Alright. So now when I am writing the equation, let me take one end of the independent source. Let me take this as to be the ground node. So it is 0. So V4 is the ground node whose potential is 0. And V1, if I may see here for the potential V1, this voltage source is connected between V1 and V4. It is nothing but V1 minus V4 is 15 volt. Okay, V4 is 0. So what is V1? V1 is equal to 15 volt. And so we have only two nodes, V2 and V3. So when I write KCL for V2 minus V1. See here also when I am considering a particular node, I will assume that that potential is higher than the other potential. So here I am considering now node 2. So V2 potential is higher, V2 minus V1 by 5, minus V2 by 10, minus plus. Or let me take all the outgoing currents to be plus. Okay. So plus V2 minus V3 divided by 15 is equal to 0. This is one equation. And for node 3, this will be V3 minus V2 by 15 plus V3 minus 20. V3 minus V4 by 20. V3 minus V4 by 20. And then V3 minus V2. So only two elements that are connected, right? 15 and 20. So that will be equal to 0. Okay. So these two equations will be getting. So V3 minus V4. V4 is 0, so I can ignore it. So if I rearrange this equation and if I solve this equation, I will be getting the potentials V1 and V2, and that is how you will be finding out the potential. And these are the steps that is being involved in finding out the voltage as well as the current by using the node and the mesh analysis. We will solve for some of problems because I have just discussed only the problems with independent sources, and moreover I haven't solved also. I just I have written the equation hoping in mind that you will be solving the problem. With this, I'll stop today. We'll be discussing tomorrow about the circuits with independent and dependent sources and the problems related to it. Thank you. Bye for now.